In this video, I'll be giving you guys the best gear for your Havoc Demon Hunter in order to give the most damage output. So before we get into it, I want to talk a little bit about Bisque gear and why it's a bit of an outdated thing and kind of hard to do. So Bisque gear, in a way, is realistically almost impossible to achieve, right? Getting the rolls on the vault week after week after week to get the absolute best in slot for everything isn't just a statistical anomaly, right? Realistically, most people won't get best in slot everything. It's just, pretty unlikely. It's not really going to happen. There'll probably be a few who will, but for the most part, it's not going to happen. With that being said, I do think it's still fun to look at, what items are best for you and to kind of chase those, if you will. And if you see them in your vault, it's a good little happy moment. So we're going to start off with that. Obviously, the first big thing is going to be our tier. Now, tier sets are, one of the most powerful item pieces you can acquire, that weapons and trinkets. And for Havoc, the tier items you want are going to be your helmet, your shoulders, your legs, and your gloves. Now, the reason we want these and not the chest is because the chest has really poor itemization. As well as that, the helmet, shoulders, and legs can all come at 424. Helmet from Razageth, shoulders from Diurna, and then legs from Razageth as well. And you just put them into the creation catalyst. The gloves are 421. But realistically, their itemization and the stats on them are really good. The chest is 421 as well, but its stats aren't good at all. It's just not what we want. The reason we're going helm is because it has really good stats. And some people might argue that using the fire helm, the one that flaring cowl or whatever, is better. They're wrong. Flaring cowl is not that good for Havoc. It doesn't really increase your chances of proccing the Diurna ring. It doesn't really do a lot of damage for us, and we have better embellishments elsewhere. Speaking of our embellishments, the best two crafted pieces you're going to want are going to be your Elemental Lariat neck, obviously, and then one piece with the blue silken lining on it. Now, in pure single target for our sim, this piece is the chest. Realistically, there aren't a lot of chests that have our best stats on them, that being Critical Strike and Mastery, or Critical Strike and Haste if you just do single target. So you're going to want to put that on your chest. Chest is just a decent enough piece to put things on, and you can't really go wrong there. Other good options are going to be belt and boots there, or weapons if you get unlucky in that department. Moving on to our weapons, the best weapons for Havoc in single target are going to be 2 Storm Slashes. Now, these have a proc effect that deal damage in single target, but these don't scale very well into AoE. Instead, Makirika's Harvester, the weapon from Algathar Academy, is very, very good, as well as just the Dathia weapon as well, the crit haste one. Both of them have, decent enough crit. There's no crit mastery weapons in the game at the moment. The best we can do is crit haste or crit verse. So, whatever you're doing, if you're doing M+ or raid, try to pick up one of those. Moving on to some of the big ticket items now, we're going to talk about rings and trinkets. Now, if you want a deeper dive into what trinkets are good, I already have a video out on that subject, so go check that out if you want. I do a little deep dive there talking about what trinkets are good for both Havoc and Vengeance. So if you're a Vengeance player as well, check that out. But for our absolute best, in single target especially, the rings you're going to want are going to be Seal of Baroness Chosen, that 421 Mythic, obviously, as well as Jeweled Signet of Melendris. Now, Jeweled Signet of Melendris is really, really good as well because it affects your auto attacks, giving you a little bit extra damage to single target, but it doesn't scale as well into AoE. In AoE, there's a few different options. You could grab the Platinum Starband from Algathar Academy. You could grab the Valkyr Ascension Signet from Halls of Valor. And then even, a few other assorted rings here and there. The Signet of Dancing Jade from Temple of the Jade Serpent is fine, but it has more haste than we'd like. But realistically, in AoE, Platinum Starband or Valkyr Ascension Signet are both really, really good. And in single target, the one from Halls of Court of Stars there, the Jeweled Signet of Melendris, is probably going to be your best pickup. And then the other slot, Seal of Baroness Chosen, it's just crazy. We do a lot of fire damage. The dot adds up for a lot of our damage, roughly 2.5% with Mythic eye level. So that ring is really, really good. For trinkets, you're going to want Manic Grief Torch as one of them, especially on Mythic. If you can't get it on Mythic, there are a few other trinkets from 421 in your vault that could beat it. But it's just such a crazy trinket, and the more people are dying around you, like in high keys or in progression or something like that, the more damage you're going to get from it. It's really good at dealing large bursts of damage to a priority target, and it's just crazy, crazy strong. If you cannot get it at 424, then things like Puzzle Box, things like Eye of Scovold or Hunger of the Pack, things like Windscar Whetstone, all from M+, are really, really good as well. There's lots of options there for you to use if you don't get the max eye level. The other slot, Whispering Incarnate Icon is just so good, especially with those that have, if your healer and your tank have one. The damage you get from that, just all the crit is really, really strong. Again, if you can't get it at max bat level, then some stuff from the dungeons like Eye of Skovald or like Hunger of the Pack are really, really good as well. But Whispering Counter Icon is just so powerful, you're going to want to pick this up no matter what. So we've talked about all the cool, fun, major pieces now, and all that's left is a few other slots that honestly are probably the least impactful the slots on your character, but for brevity's sake and to just cover everything, we'll go over the best items you can get there. So for the cloak, the best item you can get is going to be a 421 Cape of the Duskwatch. There are other good options from the dungeons as well. Cape of the Duskwatch is really good. Gold Scar Pelt, another good one. That's from Halls of Valor. Cape of the Duskwatch is from Court of Stars. There's the Crit Haste Cloak of Lost Devotion from Azure Vault, also a good pickup. The Crit Haste Cape of Entanglement from Temple of the Jade Serpent. And then there's also the Cloak of Failing Will, the Mastery Crit one from Jade Serpent. So there's a few different cloaks that you can all get, all of which are pretty decent. They give you a few different options in terms of itemization. There's, crit mastery ones, crit haste ones. So any of those that you can pick up are going to be pretty decent. However, Cape of the Duskwatch gives us the most crit, so that'll be probably the best one for you to get. In wrists, Loyal Flame Tender's Bracers from Diurna are just the best because of their eye level. They're also critical strike and mastery. You can use crafted bracers there, such as like the leather ones if you want to have a B-res from the engineering. There's other good bracers too. There's haste mastery ones from Court of Stars. There are haste mastery ones from Azure Vault. There's some critical strike mastery ones from Halls of Valor. So there's a few good other options in the loot pool for wrists, but realistically, because of the eye level and the stats, the Broodkeeper Diurna 1 Loyal Flame Tender's Bracers are going to be your best pickup. In the belt slot, Bjorn's Hunting Strap, if you can get it at 421, is going to be your best item. The fact that it is critical strike and mastery, a lot and more critical strike, just is really, really good for us. Obviously, critical strike is our best stat. If you can't get that at 421, it's still probably gonna be really, really good. You could also craft one there. A 418 crafted slot would be pretty good there. You can get other options such as the Belt of Burning Focus from Shadowmoon Burial Grounds. That's a decent one. Cinch of Forgotten Duty from the Azure Vaults. Really, anything with critical strike, haste, and mastery are going to be good options for you. Finally, in our boots slot, we have Bjornskin Moccasins. These are again from Halls of Valor. These are critical strike mastery. However, these are heavy critical strike. These are probably just pound for pound our best boots, especially because of how much critical strike they give us. But there are other good options like the Boots of Burning Focus from Shadowmoon Burial Grounds, the Footpads of the Swift Balestra from Court of Stars, and then the Treads of Corrupted Water from Temple of Jade Serpent. These are all critical strike main pieces, as well as mastery or haste off pieces. So really, if you're not getting what I'm trying to give you here is that as long as your items have heavy, heavy crit on them, and then some form of mastery or haste is a secondary stat, generally mastery if there's more targets, haste and single target, but haste is still good, then you're going to want to pick it up. Anything with heavy, heavy crit is going to be really good for us because of, a lot of talents such as know your enemy, stuff like that. So pick those up and you will be on your way to doing a ton of damage as your Havoc Demon Hunter. So that is my video today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions. Of course, BIS lists are really hard to ever really hit. They're very, very difficult to ever do just because of the nature of randomness in this game. Shout out to Shadowrek in the Demon Hunter Discord for doing the BIS sim for this video that I used. If you go, he has a Twitch channel, as well, and he's in the Discord all the time. So check him out if you want to support him. Otherwise, leave a sub. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, leave a comment as well, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.